Plaintiff, Arletha White, says she grew up thinking a man named Earl was her father. But in 1995, her mother, the defendant, told her another man was her father. Now, Arletha doesn't know what to believe. So she took a paternity test with Earl so she and her mother can find out the truth. Defendant Maggie Gross Gardner and her daughter Carletha McGuire, who is Arletha's twin, say Maggie got pregnant when she was 15 by a man named Arthur. But her mother did not like Arthur, and she forced her to marry Earl and claim he was the twins' father. However, Maggie insists Earl is not their biological father.
All rise. This court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Greg Mathis presiding. You may now be seated.
Start with you.
Okay, that's my mom and my twin sister. We was raised by a grandmother who was little. My father was out playing baseball with the Yankees.
Wow.
And,
what's his name?
Earl Thomas Jr. And my mother, she was in California. And my grandmother was raising us. So at the age of 16, I moved to Georgia with my mother, living in the household with my mother. And then in 1995, my mother told me, she said, Earl is not your daddy. Reb is your dad. I was like, who? What? Where did that come from? What is all this? But I had heard his name before from my grandmother, but my grandmother didn't like their relationship and wasn't with the relationship that they had going on. So in 95...
The relationship with your biological father?
I'm trying to find out who's the biological father, Earl or Reb. Presumed, right. In the beginning, yeah, it's always been Earl's all my life. My mother told me in 95 that it was not Earl. Right. It's Reb.
Man on you.
Yeah, it was Earl and Arthur Miller. Reb is his nickname. Arthur Miller, he's passed now. What's his name?
Okay. She told you that in 95?
Yes, sir.
All right. How did you react to that?
I was like, what? Really? Where did that come from? But like I stated, I had heard his name before, but I knew the relationship.
What'd she say?
She was like, that's your father. Your grandmother didn't want me to have no relationship with him, so he's your father. I was like, but why? And I never got the answer from my grandmother or my mother why Reb couldn't be our father, or why we couldn't have no relationship with him. So I finally met him in December of 95. And when I met him and he was like, well, I'm your father, I'm like, I'm confused. I'm like, how are you my father? Earl has been my father all my life. Hey, I'm almost 30-something years old to find out that you're my father. I said, I'm not sure where this is going.
How did your mother present it to you?
She just called me on the phone and told me that I got somebody I want you to meet. His name is Reb. And I was like,
but she did give you an explanation.
Yeah, she gave me the explanation. She told me the explanation, which I already knew what the explanation was, but that just confirmed what my grandmother had told me.
Did she tell you why she waited? Yeah,
she said because of my grandmother. Didn't want them together.
No, why she waited to tell you until you were in your 30s?
She just said that my grandmother did not want them to have a relationship and said that we was not Reb's kids, that Earl Thomas was our kid.
Okay, ma'am, do you want to start off and give some background?
Yes, Judge Mathis. My name is Maggie Gross Gardner, and I'm their mother. I was 15 when I got pregnant. I'm an only child, and when I found out that I was pregnant, my mother was very upset because she couldn't believe that I had gotten pregnant. And the guy that I was pregnant by was Arthur Miller. My mother did not like him because he was a migrant worker, and he came in with his family, and she did not allow me to date him. And when he came to the house and asked her could he come over to date me, my mother told him no and to get the hell away from her door and don't ever come back again.
How old was he?
He was, I was 15, he was 16.
What year was that?
That was in 1960, I think it was 1960.
Trying to get my arms around the migrant worker.
Yeah, he was working in the field with his family because his family was a contractor. His uncle was a big contractor, and his mother worked in the field also. But my mother didn't like that for me. She was a very protective mother over me, and during that time, I had to respect my mother's wishes, and I had to do what my mother told me to do, my father told me to do, because I was raised by my mother and my father.
So what did she tell you to do?
She told me that I could not tell anyone that Arthur Reb was my kid's father. So what she did was that she told my daddy and her called Earl mother and father and came over and had a meeting and said that we had to get married because I was pregnant. Well, I didn't want to get married to him because I didn't love him. I didn't want to be with him, but she made me get married to him. And I was very saddened because of that, because I didn't love him. I didn't want to be with him at all.
And you were pregnant?
And I was pregnant,
with
yes.
another man's child?
Right.
Did Earl know when you decided to marry Earl?
Earl knew that was not his baby.
Okay.
But he went along with the program because during that time we had to, you didn't talk back to your parents. You did what they told you to do. And we did exactly what they wanted us to do. And I only stayed with him for about 2 months, and I left him because every time he went to work, I would go home to my mother's house because I didn't want to be married to him. So what we did was that later on, I took the kids, the twins, and we went to Immokalee, Florida. Well, I ended up getting sick. I had German measles, and my mother and my auntie, which are both deceased now, came to Immokalee, Florida, and got the kids and told Earl that he had to do what he needed to do as far as so I wouldn't take care of the kids. So they did that, and my mother told me that I had to do what she asked me to do. But I had to tell them that, and after 96, my mother died in February the 3rd, 1996. I told them, but I had told them before, but they didn't really comprehend what I was saying to them. So I continued to tell them who their father was. They met him. He was a very nice guy, but my family didn't want me with him because they felt like he was beyond my standards.
And I never got the answers from my grandmother or my mother why Reb couldn't be our father, why we couldn't have no relationship with him. So I finally met him, and when I met him and he was like, well, I'm your father, I'm like, I'm confused. How are you my father? Earl has been my father all my life. Hey, I'm almost 30-some years old to find out that you're my father.
Plaintiff Arletha White always thought a man named Earl was her father, but her mother, the defendant, insists it's another man. So Arletha took a DNA test with Earl to find out the truth.
You didn't tell her until after your mother died? Is that what you're saying?
That's when I told them. I told them before, but I told them more of the story. I was able to really release.
How old were they when you say before? What age?
They were in school. They were in high school then. I think they were in elementary school. In high school. They were in high school.
No, she did not tell me that at 16.
Okay.
I would have understood that because, like I said,
Hi, Your Honor. Well, I'm gonna tell you how the story really went. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Your mother and your sister lying. Go ahead. Tell me the real story.
No,
you say how it really went.
No.
Your mother done told me one version. Your sister done told me a version.
No, it's the
you
version.
say that. Let me tell you the real version.
The version's
that
gonna
means
go.
both of them are lying. You're calling your mama a lie.
No, the version's gonna go together with 95. I met him in 90. My cousin got killed in 95 in Orlando. She got hit by a car. Mm-hmm. My cousin, he's deceased, Glemmis Baker. He came to me and said, are you going to the feud in Orlando? And he said, this will get a chance for you to meet your dad. I said, what are you talking about? He said, he said, when you go to the funeral, I'm gonna take you to meet Arthur Miller. I said, well, tell me about him, how he looks, what's about him, because when I go meet him, I want to bring him a present. So I went shopping, bought him a shirt, and my cousin, who's deceased, he took me to his house. So when I knocked on the door, and he said, Carlita. And I said, yes. He said, I'm your father. I said, well, and at that time we were 32. Because I remember playing. We were 32, so I called Arletha. I said, Arletha, guess where I'm at? And she said, where? I said, I'm in Orlando, and I'm at Reb's house. And she's like, what? I said, yeah, I got a chance to meet him in person. So when I met him, I came back and I told Arletha, and I came back and I told my grandmother. And when I told my grandmother told me, I told you, that ain't none of your daddy. He's not your daddy. What you went to me? I said, because Glema said he's my dad. So I went to go meet her. Then I called my mom, and she's like, oh, it's a long story. So make the long story short. So that's what she said. She told him, I was like, well, he said he's our dad, so, I grew up knowing Earl because I know every weekend, I was at my PT house every weekend. I know I was at my other grandma. That's that's Earl's sister. So I was always at her house every weekend. I was at my grandmother's house.
He would come over?
Yeah, he would come over out here every Friday. He'll be at the store porch. I go meet him. He say, oh, here go money. I go to my grandma's house and go get the tea. So I had a relationship with him. Matter of fact, he lives with me right now today. So we
Earl.
Yeah, Earl. He lives with me right now today. He's 80 years old. So we have that relationship. So that's why I say it. We was in our.
You've been told by your mother that that's not your dad.
Right. Yeah, but like I said, it wasn't in high school. It wasn't in elementary. It was in our 30s.
Mm-hmm.
It was in our 30s, and that's when we actually.
You need to go over there with her.
Yeah.
All right, go ahead.
That's when we actually met, because I met him first. So I called her. I'm always the one to say, oh, okay, guess what, y'all? So we got a chance to meet everybody on his side. Even when he died, Arlita was in charge of the funeral. And,
Arthur died.
Yes, he passed
Earl
away.
is still alive.
Yes.
Have you asked him?
He told me, I don't know what your mama talk about. Maggie Lee just don't know what she said, because you are my daughters. Y'all my daughters. And then he told Arlita, I think the other day, why Carlita don't have nothing to say about this? Why is she not disputing it? I'm always the middle person. I'm the problem solver.
You have anything else to say?
Yes, I do have a statement, and then a recording from Earl. If you
yes, let me hear his recording.
I am the father of both of them.
And how old are you?
I'm 80.
And who you the daddy of?
Olivia Colley.
And that's what? That's final.
It's final.
Anything else?
Also, I have evidence that's also on page 2 and 3. I went to Miami on August the 5th to my father's girlfriend, wife, however you want to put it, to her funeral. Okay, so I received a call at 10:30 at night saying, Auntie, what's going on? I said, what are you talking about? Grandmama all on your Facebook page. I said, what? So I pulled up my Facebook page, and she was saying that Earl was your father. So I was screenshotting it because I was so upset that I couldn't get it all. But she's doing all this talking about, oh, you going to somebody's funeral that hates your guts. And this woman didn't hate my guts. This woman would call me every time my father went into the hospital.
She told me that I could not tell anyone that Arthur Reb was my kid's father. She told my daddy, and my daddy and her called Earl's mother and father and came over and had a meeting and said that we had to get married because I was pregnant. Well, I didn't want to get married to him because I didn't love him. I didn't want to be with him.
Plaintiff Arletha White always thought a man named Earl was her father. But her mother, the defendant, insists it's another man. So Arletha took a DNA test with Earl to find out the truth.
Any final remarks over here?
Yes, that is not true. I called her, and I told her that she's coming. Her sister was planning a birthday party for them for their 60th birthday. She said, Arletha, why don't you come to the party? She says, I would not come to the party. So I said, why are you coming to somebody's birthday, somebody's funeral, who she's on Facebook saying, I'm going to my stepmother's funeral. I said, you don't have a stepmother. Earl and Cent was not married. I said, that is not your stepmother. I said, and Earl is not your daddy. That's what I said to her.
Okay. And ma'am, I don't know why you decided to disrupt their life. Earl is your father. I have no idea why you did that.
I told you. Now don't tell me about hearing nothing my daddy no more.
I will tell you.
Because we got that bond.
So what? That's good of your daddy.
I have nothing to say. Because I know he's always been my mama because he's been here. I know he's always been my dad. I know that she just wanted to do it just to hurt me, but I don't care no more. I don't care.
And I don't care either.
I don't care because I've been hurt too much and it's over with now. It's done. It's done.
I'm happy. That's all I can say. That's all I can say. All I can say is that I'm happy. It's over with. It's a done deal.
That's
I'm
right.
happy.
Well, it's all right with me because Reb is dead, and that's how I thought that was their daddy because that's who I was with, and I believe that that's who their father was all of this time. I did not feel that Earl was their father because they don't look nothing like Earl at all. They don't look like Earl other kids. They look more like me. But she can say whatever she wants to say because regardless, I'm 76 years old. She can believe whatever she wants to. I don't care because God sits high and look low. It doesn't matter.
Plaintiff Matthew Gardner was friends with the defendant, but he claims every time they went out, the defendant tried to steal his dates. Matthew's suing because he bought a grill for his mouth from the defendant, but it ruined his teeth. Defendant Vincent Cotton says he doesn't need to steal women from Matthew because the females love him. Vincent insists Matthew was irresponsible while wearing the grill, so any issues he had were his own fault.
All right, start with you.
Okay, so me and Vincent, we probably met in March of 2020 through a mutual friend, and we first met, everything was cool, you know, we drink, smoke, party, go to clubs, everything. One thing started when basically we'd go to the club. Every time I brought a date to the club, Vincent would be all over my dates. All over my dates, you know, and every girl that I brought, it got to the point where basically every girl I brought, he was trying to steal them from me.
Any luck?
I don't have to steal a female.
Did he have any luck?
No, not at all. But he still did that. And I felt like since we were friends, I felt that was kind of crossing a boundary, a little disrespectful.
You ain't rub it in his face a little? You should have rubbed it in his face. Look, man, you keep chasing every woman I get. You see you haven't had any luck, so you need to back up. No, you know you can't do what I do.
Judge, he ain't come to the realization. He did.
You should have told. You should have reminded him.
Fact of the matter, every female he talked to liked me anyway.
Okay, all right.
Fabricated. But no,
You're
so
a gift.
Factory of facts.
So basically, he was kept trying to steal my
gift. Go ahead. What's that?
Nah, he just kept trying to steal my girls. I just felt it was a little disrespectful. He ain't come to the realization that he wasn't gonna get them. So I just told him, I said, hey man, you know, you need to back off some of my dates that I'm coming to the club with. If we're friends, I don't feel like you should kind of.
Right. Oh, you did mention it to him. All right.
Yeah, you know, I mentioned it to him. He looks me square in the face, starts laughing. Like it's the best joke I've ever told. Just laughing directly in my face. Now, I found it as a lot disrespectful. However, I said, maybe he can't get girls. Maybe he doesn't have the look or he can't talk to girls. Maybe that's the case. So, I said, you know what? I'm gonna pass by it because I don't want something like that small to ruin our friendship. So, I just let it go. However, I saw his ways right there. I kind of just noted that, and I saw that he was kind of a snake right there.
What? If that's true, those are snakish ways. That's for sure. Give me a response to that, sir.
First off, I'm an eagle. Don't like snakes. Second of all, I did meet Matthew around March last year. I'm sorry, I met Matthew and his Gap March last year. And we became cool because we something similar. He funny, I'm funny. We got to chilling everywhere. But really, I got to bringing him everywhere because I'm known everywhere we go. That's why I say I don't have to take no female from Matthew. The females love me.
Okay, and you say his ladies would always
every female that he be around look at me. You know that eagle eye high.
They look at you.
They look at me. They flirt with me. Talk
to me. They're not looking at you like there goes a sexual predator. He always
they looking at me like
keeping an eye on you. You sure they're not keeping an eye on you?
Gotta watch the look they give you.
Yeah, right.
Like that go Vincent, like yo. And then I bring him around, so of course they gonna look at him too. So they trying to talk to him to get through me. You ain't never
worked.
It always successful because they know if they talking to the homie, they can get to me.
Of one of the women that you all met together and they used him to get to you. Tell me where y'all met him. You can just tell me where y'all met him. You don't have to use names. Where did you all meet? Just give me one lady where y'all met him together and they used you to get.
You remember that day it was some little female that came up and that seen me first. First she seen me. She looked at me in my eyes. Then she went straight to him. She already knew if she go to him, to the homie, then she can get to me because,
Did that happen?
That's the point. Huh?
You turned her down?
It always happened.
I know what happened in this instance, though.
Every female, it's always the same case.
You won't tell me what happened in this instance. I keep asking about one, and all he keeps saying is all.
Every female that he be around look at me. You know that eagle eye high.
They look at you.
They look at me. They flirt with me. Talk
to me. They're not looking at you like there goes a sexual predator. He always
they looking at me like
keeping an eye on you. You sure they're not keeping an eye on you?
Defendant Vincent Cotton is being sued by his former friend, who claims every time they went out, Vincent would try to steal his women.
Now, what you suing him about today?
I'm suing him for basically $373 for a refund on the grill that I had bought from him and $1,000 for emotional support.
What happened?
So basically, Vincent, he always wears his grill. Like you see, he has the grill on in court today, shining. He also makes grills for people. So I said, you know what?
That's what he does for a living?
Yes,
okay.
yes. So I said, you know what? I want a grill. I want Vincent to make it for me. However, I had a gap at the time, a small gap, not as big as it is now.
So I molded an extra tooth in there for you.
No, I had a very small gap. And I told Vincent this. I said, you know what? I have a small gap, but I really want a grill. Can you do this for me? He assured me that
a Hummer through that small gap.
He assured me that the grill would not affect my teeth in any way and that everything would be okay.
So your gap got bigger? Is that what you're saying?
Judge, you can see it from there, and that's a problem. So I paid him $373 for the grill, though. You know, he got it to me in 2 weeks, and I wore it, I want to say, only 5 times. And after those 5 times, that's when my teeth got weak and the gap started spreading, you know? So I came up to Vincent, since we're friends, I came up to him and I said, hey man, look, I want to give you your grill back, and I want to get my money back for the grill because it's causing my teeth to be weak. It's giving me the gap. So I said I want my money back. Soon as I told him that, he had that look on his face. He starts pushing me, insulting me, telling me it's my fault. I have bad dental hygiene and all this stuff, and saying it's just my fault. So I still gave him the grill back. He never gave me the money back. And I haven't seen him till today. I have not seen him till today. And to me, honestly, my gap causes me a lot of discomfort because I feel like people are looking directly at it when I'm talking.
How long after receiving it did he complain about
After every day he wore it for like 3-4 months, he came to me screaming and hollering at the top of his lungs, screaming louder than the music, talk about I messed up his teeth.
No, but how many days after? It was, first day, how long?
Did he wear it?
Yeah,
he wore it every day.
Before complaining to
you. He wore it every day for 3, 4, 5 months straight.
He
That's not true.
To you, sir.
He seen me at the club that we always go to. It's the crowd like usual around me. He, you messed up my teeth. What is in there?
That's the first time he had mentioned it?
No, the first time he mentioned it, he just came to me all dweebish. Oh man, you messed up my teeth.
How long after putting it in did he do that?
3 months.
All right, he waited 3 months before he
wore it every day.
Sir, how long after getting the grill did you mention to him the gap?
Now, after...
It took 3 months to happen? Is that what happened?
So basically, I got the grill in February of this year. I only wore it, I'm going to say, 2 times in February. The second time I wore it in February, that's when I started noticing basically my teeth are feeling real fragile and weak, and I kind of brought it up to him. So I brought it up to him in February. I told him, hey.
That's the same month you bought it?
Yes.
So is that a week later, 2 weeks later?
2 weeks later.
2 weeks later.
2 weeks later.
All right.
That's within that same 2 weeks was around the time I told him he can't sleep with it. I was waking him up, telling him he can't sleep with the goals in his mouth.
Because we went to the club. I got to the club, got real drunk, came back home, and I still had the grill in my mouth, and I fell asleep with it in my mouth. That was
he was
only
trying to eat with it
on one occasion,
smoke with it, drink with it,
all kind of stuff.
Okay, so on one occasion you said you went against his directions. Is that what you just said?
No, basically we had went to the club. I got real drunk, and I still had the grill in my mouth, and I fell asleep with it in my mouth. He woke me up and said, "Hey man, you're not supposed to sleep with the grill in your mouth." After that, I never did it again. I probably only. But
you acknowledged doing something wrong with it one time.
That was the only time that I actually seen him.
Right. And so that's why he's acknowledging that. He has to acknowledge that because you were right there with him.
Right.
So if he acknowledged just one, and that's because you were right there with him and he can't deny it, it may be that you did it several times. You just weren't seen doing it. You may have slept in it several times.
Defendant Vincent Cotton is being sued by his former friend, who claims every time they went out, Vincent would try to steal his women.
You say you told him 2 weeks that there was a problem. He says 3 months. That means you're suggesting that your teeth start widening after 2 weeks.
In 2 weeks, basically my teeth started feeling fragile. They started feeling kind of weak. I didn't have a bigger gap, but they did start feeling a little fragile.
Okay.
Now, after 3 months, my teeth are very weak at this point. My gap has gotten noticeably bigger, And
why did it take 3 months for you all to talk about it again?
I couldn't find them.
Okay.
Literally,
I thought you all hung out all the time, but okay.
Yeah, we used to hang out all the time. After the first time I told him about that, I could not find him.
Got it.
So when I finally ran into him at the club, I told him, hey man, I don't want the grill anymore. I'd give you the grill back. I just want my money back because it's actually causing damage to my teeth and it's making my gap bigger. He tells me, oh no, it's my fault. I I did something wrong. I'm not wearing the grill right. He's never gonna give me my money back. Starts pushing me, insulting me, and basically I never seen him again after that. Like, that was it.
He never agreed to give you any money back?
Never agreed to give my money back. He said, what did he say? It's COVID and I'm not taking nothing that you put in your mouth.
Have you been to a dentist?
No.
Okay. Do you have any evidence? You're not a dentist. You don't. Do you have evidence?
Yes, I actually took pictures.
Okay, good.
I actually took pictures
Before
of my
after?
teeth. Before and after. If
Good.
you look on page
there you go.
3 and 4, they'll show the pictures of my teeth before I got the grill and after I got the grill.
That's what I need. Okay.
I literally stopped brushing and stopped everything because I got so depressed and I just stopped.
Well, I guess you colored it. See, that's the problem. You all try to edit something. That's the problem. You made these pearly white, and these are not pearly, nowhere near pearly white.
No, sir. No, sir. No, sir.
As I stare at it, I can see the structures, but I can't see beyond these pearly whites and these yellows.
It's because of Mr. Vincent right there, sir.
Okay, so it calls your teeth the yellow as well?
No, I'm not gonna lie.
I got just some computer edit that makes them look pearly white. I mean, they look like you paid $30,000 or whatever these people are paying for. They're getting what do they call them? Veneers that they're getting, and them things cost thousands and thousands of dollars.
Yeah.
So I don't know what's computer altered or not.
You could have been.
This doesn't look like before.
The only thing is the teeth. I did brighten the teeth on the picture, but other than that, everything's the same. Teeth structured, everything else is the same.
If you brought me a better picture, do you have an actual picture of you? This isn't even showing anything but lips. This might not even be you. This is lips and teeth. Do you have driver's license?
I have my driver's license, but I recently just took the picture.
Do you have a different picture, though?
No, sir.
Nothing other than this mess before the grill.
No, I'm not really a photogenic person. Not at all.
You ever had this type of complaint before?
Ever. Nobody ever come to me about it.
You're well respected?
Yeah, everybody know me in Houston.
I'm saying for your work.
Yes, sir.
He's well respected for his work in town?
Yeah, I can admit that, yeah.
I can't call it, sir, because you didn't bring me the right before picture. I don't know whether your gap was. You say the gap is the same as it was?
You could have drove a highway through that, but that's always been there.
No remorse. Just doesn't care.
Parallel park a Hummer.
I care.
Right through there. Drive a UFO through that, but this is. I'm telling you.
Defendant Vincent Cotton is being sued by his former friend, who claims every time they went out, Vincent would try to steal his women.
Sir, it's your duty to prove it, and you haven't been able to. It may have happened, but you have to prove it, and you have not been able to. You had other pictures in your life, at least one, and you bring me that before picture, doesn't have your face on it. Claim dismissed. You didn't prove it. That's all. Have a good day. Take care.
You're a horrible person. Like, you're a very horrible person. I'm not gonna lie to you. And you're the worst friend that I probably have. I'm never gonna be hitting you up after this. That's
I'm the best friend you ever had, man. See, cause you're a little soft and timid, man. Like, you need me.
Soft and timid?
You need me.
Soft and timid?
I'm just saying.
Really?
Man, like,
okay.
I'm just saying, bro.
Throughout the day, perform stereotypes, and they say, whatever else you might have said. It's time to rewind and check out this week's Judge Mathis Throwback.
Plaintiff Sandra Cook was married to the defendant for 13 years, and she claims it was a roller coaster due to the defendant's heroin addiction. Sandra says the defendant was in and out of rehab, then left her when she was pregnant. She's suing her ex for breach of contract. Defendant Dale Steinell admits he was a drug addict and says he and Sandra used drugs together. Dale insists he's been sober since 2001, and he now has custody of his youngest son. Dale's countersuing for tax refunds.
Start with you.
We met in 1987. We were married in 91. We were married for 13 years. We had 3 beautiful boys. They're now actually 24, 20, and 13. The marriage was nothing but a roller coaster. He was doing drugs, drinking, alcohol, into heavy drugs, heroin. He was in and out of rehabs the whole time. There was times when I didn't know where the next diaper was coming from. I was the one working all the time, constantly.
How did your kids fare?
We did get divorced. Actually, in 2005, he turned around, he left me pregnant.
Okay, I want to know how your sons are, not this scoundrel. We get back to him.
Oh, my boys.
I'm more interested in
The
how
boys
your
are
sons.
great. My 24-year-old's a union carpenter now.
Excellent.
My 20-year-old
They
is
make big
in the
money,
Army,
too.
United States Army.
Excellent. All
Yep.
right, and when is he coming home?
He's in Fort Bragg,
'Cause
North
we got
Carolina.
a good job waiting on him. Isn't
Yep.
that right, Larry? I have with us today brother of Magic Johnson, Larry Johnson. Give him a big hand. And I made reference to him having the job because he, alongside his brother, has built thousands of jobs in the urban community. And now we're looking for some white folks to hire. And so, as soon as he's ready, Larry, we got to diversify a little more. We believe in diversity. If the rest of America doesn't, we do. All right, so we're grateful to have him, and he's gonna have a job for your son.
Right.
He's right behind you. I'm the judge. We got an agreement. There it is. All right. So, but the sons, I am so impressed with what you've brought them through, because most children who are subject to that type of upbringing, particularly boys, they live destructive lives. And so you did a good. Don't be shaking your head over here. Tell me what happened. Is what she say true?
Your Honor, she is correct in the dates that I met her. Okay. She was the barmaid where I was working. No, I have custody of my sons now because of her.
Tell me about your background within the household.
Okay. In the household, it started out as I do have the disease of addiction.
Okay.
I've been clean since April 6th, 2001.
Good.
Okay.
And you sound like you're clean for real. I got a lot of people that come in here and they don't remember their first day. People who are really in recovery, they remember that first day, sometimes that first hour that they go into recovery. So
Absolutely.
You're the real deal.
Thank you, Your Honor. So what had happened is we did meet she was the barmaid at the bar. We did drugs together and drank together. I did ask Sandy to marry me at a point. She had said yes. The first wedding she canceled because of my use. Understandable. There was no kids at that time. The second time we did get married. I was actively drinking heavy. She moved out within a month. Then she came back. There was some dabs in recovery. I was clean for 2 years. My oldest son, which is 26 years old, may have seen 2 years of active addiction. Somewhere in there. We did a good job at raising our sons together. This is what it came down to. My son won't be able to work for him because he's going to be going to Quantico, Virginia. But
right. I heard you say you have custody of them now.
Yes, actually, I filed for custody for Zachary. I believe it was in November 2015.
Plaintiff Sandra Cook was married to the defendant, and she claims their marriage was a roller coaster due to the defendant's heroin addiction.
Go ahead, sir. Tell me how you obtained custody and what's the status?
The status is I have primary residential custody.
Why?
Joint custody.
Joint custody, and I'm the custodial parent. Zach lives with me for the last 3 years. The judge enforced a full temporary custody order.
Joint custody.
November, Zachary was granted full temporary custody. At that time, Your Honor had said she would have no custody or visitation without.
Teenager needs strong presence of his father, of any man in their lives, whether it's a mentor, whether it's a father or whomever. Teenagers need that example of real manhood. Mothers do the best they can, and most do a great job. An example of that. Mother had 4 boys in the housing projects, tough time. Let's get to the case, ma'am.
Okay.
What are you suing him about?
So since then, obviously when we got divorced, he left me with the 3 kids, and I was still pregnant with our 3rd child, 2 weeks from having him. And I lost my dad 2 months prior at age 59. I was on my own with the 3 kids, took care of the 3 kids, struggled to work. I worked, I put food on the table. he was off running with his new girlfriend. Actually, they remarried. He was married for another year with somebody else. Now he's divorced, and now I put my kids on to Medicaid for health insurance.
How long ago?
When we divorced. Mm-hmm. And recently, 2012 or 13, they're coming after me, stating that I made too much money to put my 3 children.
The state
on
is
Medicaid.
Coming after you?
Yes, correct.
Saying
and now,
you made too much money?
Correct, but what they did was add in the child support, and at that time I wasn't getting support from him. It was 100 here, 100 there. I just had he had an $8,000 judgment against him for the arrears of child support. He just paid it off a couple of months ago because I think he was pressured.
So
by
what
the
you're being charged for, you never received? Is that what you're saying?
He would pay child support when he felt like.
But the total amount you're being charged for, which is based in part on his child support payment, you didn't receive that child support payment, so you're being charged for something you didn't receive? Is that what's
right?
Okay, and
now,
did you appeal that?
In my divorce
Did you appeal that?
They said it was 60 days past due.
Okay.
So in my divorce decree, it states that we are both liable for their insurance. It's 50-50. So I want him to pay half of it. They're suing me for $11,000.
So let me hear from him.
Okay, well, she's not saying the actual case against her. This case is stemming from employers that she did not report. It's also, I have papers in here where she wrote out they included child support. I also have parts of applications of what you're going to need to receive medical assistance, and there's a box right on that application that says, do you receive child support? And she had opted to check no. Also, she did not report. Also, she did not report the other employers.
You're saying she committed fraud, and that's why.
Exactly.
I've always. They are totally aware of everything that I've made.
Be quiet, because earlier you just said you got child support every now and then, and then when he says you didn't check the box, you said I never got any. Ma'am, you just contradicted yourself. You said I got some sometimes. You just said that to me.
I had to mark it on the box, obviously, and they added it in there. That's what put me over the limit.
Your Honor.
I'm gonna look at the papers.
It's a prep application. It's not an application she made out, but it says directly in there, number one, the divorce
any other
decree,
support, right? They want to know.
On that paper you have in your hands, Your Honor, that medical assistance is for Sandy also. I am not responsible for her medical.
You think he's responsible for yours too?
You're not responsible for mine, but
so
you're
hold on,
responsible
ma'am.
for the
What
3
you're
children.
trying to collect is part of yours, right?
I believe
the money you're looking for
they put us
is
on
part
one.
of your own, and they put it all together?
They put it all together. You are
Correct.
correct, yes.
Also, Your Honor.
I've been making payments to them. I go to the sheriff's
Agency
department
incorrectly
twice a
paid $9,000. They said they incorrectly paid you, and you must pay it plus interest. When, sir? I don't see the date. June 25th of 18. A fair hearing was held. Ma'am, you say it was too late. Have a good day. Your claim is dismissed. You've perjured yourself. Judgment for the defendant. Have a good day.
I hope that Sandy can be half the person I've been through our divorce and be there for our children and stop badgering me, because I'm tired of it.
We recently spoke with plaintiff Sandra Cook, who told us that defendant Dale Steinell is still not involved in their children's lives as much as he should be, and that she has to beg him to talk to the children that he does not have custody of. We also spoke with Dale, who told us that he's still clean and still takes care of their teenage son.